Hello, I hope all is well. So, over the past couple weeks, I've had a little bit more time to play than usual, so I brought out my combat alt and I worked on training some range and killed 1,000 brutal black dragons. Now, that's something I've done a long time ago, back in I think 2016 when they came out. Now, they were originally released in 2016, but updated in 2017 in July to add a 77 Slayer requirement. Originally, there was no Slayer requirement. And back when I was playing my one defense pure, this is actually one of the primary ways I got my ranged up because it was pretty good money at the time. It still is pretty good money, and with no Slayer requirement, it was not hard to do. I think I see why they added the requirement in. It sort of makes sense to me. But one of the reasons I made this combat alt was to be able to make money on the side while playing my main, but also train up skills like strength and range so that eventually I can use this account to kind of help my main and essentially duo bosses while playing both accounts myself. So there's 86 range. I didn't record a lot of this because it is kind of boring. It's just, basically killing these dragons. Not super exciting drops. I didn't get a visage or anything, but I started at 83 range, and by the end of this video I got all the way up to 87. So I had been really wanting to build this account up for a while. I have quite a few plans for him. And honestly, I'm in this for the long term as far as playing RuneScape. I started back in early of 2005, been playing off and on ever since, and I don't see myself going anywhere. So over the past couple months, I have seen a slight increase in free time, and I hope as the kids get a little older and things change, that'll continue to go that way. So I'm kind of building this account up so that in the future, I have used it a little bit for this already, but mainly God Wars. My main is pretty much max combat now, and having an alt that is maybe not the greatest account in the world, but still has 100 combat with 80 plus defense and now getting close to 90 range. That can be a really nice partner up, especially at Bandos or maybe Saradomin. I've had some success up there at Zamorak, God Wars, as well as Bandos so far. I've got some nice drops, but I'm hoping to be able to do that a little more frequently when I can. For now, this was a great task, and I will continue to probably train on Brutal Black Dragons because they do not take a ton of attention while I played my main. I'm actually not a very good multitasker, but I did manage to work on a Cerberus task on my main while doing this. I did die twice while I was kind of getting the hang of making sure I was paying attention to both screens. They both happened to be while I was trying to pick up drops on the alt here, but strategy was pretty simple. Basically just take a prayer potion 4, a prayer potion 2, a dose or 2 of extended super anti-fire, and then a 2-dose ranging potion. I'd use the Jagex talisman to get here, and then I would use a ring of dueling to Ferox Enclave. There's 87 range. That is the end of what I got for this video. I ended up with almost 1.5 million range experience from killing 1,000 of these dragons, so that was pretty good. It got me 4 levels in total, so I was pretty happy about that. So I picked up pretty much everything here except for like sapphires and emeralds, or if there was like 300 coins or a hide, I would obviously take the hide or bones. Just kind of trying to optimize my profits here. I've got about 6 or 7 kills in inventory because sometimes you would fill up with like the drops of 2 rune helms or rune legs and rune spear. I didn't take Alex because I wanted to just kind of pile up everything in the bank, and here just in a sec I will show the bank tab. Also, in case you can't tell, I don't actually use RuneLite or any third-party client. I know that kind of probably makes me a minority, but I just never felt the need to. I kind of like the game how it is, and I mainly play mobile because of my situation, but when I get on the PC, I've never got around to downloading it. But anyway, here is my loot from 1,000 Brutal Black Dragons. So it took me about 33, 34 hours to do this, and that was entirely done on the PC and entirely done as an alt. I was never fully focusing on this account. It's a great thing to kill on the side. Really ended up being pretty good money, and it was not much effort at all. So I'm going to go into the first price check. You can see all the hides, 2,000 hides, 1,000 bones. A lot of money coming in from those dart tips, and I was not able to get javelin heads. I do not have Monkey Madness 2 done on this account. In fact, if you look at the stats, people probably assume this is a bot. I got asked a couple times if I was a bot, but I'd always chat back to those people. Nope, just an alt trying to make it, just trying to make a living here. So about 21.4 mil. See a nice variety, lots of dragon items, dragon longs, dragon spears. I think this is the only monster that has dragon spear on the normal drop table, and so these are not coming from the rare drop table at all. The coins, I'm not 100% sure were exactly accurate. I tried to track them, but sometimes 300 or 400 coins would get left behind, and that's okay. I also got a few totem pieces as well, so those will be nice for Skotizo. I unfortunately didn't do the clues on this account because it's got so few quests done and so few levels that it hurt me to not do them, because I love clues, but it was just not going to be practical to try to do hard and elite clues on what is effectively just a combat alt. So there we got about 1.4 mil from the second inventory. So adding those up, that's about 22.8 mil in, I guess, revenue. Now I spent about 3.6 mil in supplies. That's mainly prayer potions and diamond bolts E. This left me with a total profit of 19.2 mil from 1,000 brutal black dragons, or about 19k each, in about 33 hours. So I made about 570k per hour, which is pretty good for an alt, considering I also got that 1.4 mil ranging experience, or about 40 some k range XP per hour, while making some pretty good money and training up the alt. So alright, that's going to do it for this video. Thanks for watching. I hope you found it somewhat interesting, and I'll see you the next time.